G'day mates, it's your host Mary O'Neill Phillips and you are listening to Country Outdoors Podcast.
Lane Pittman, welcome to Country Outdoors Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm looking forward to this.
Thank you, yeah. So this is my first time meeting you. I've seen your stuff going up here in Australia. We're obviously based in the States, so this will be cool to kind of introduce you to our community over in the USA. Obviously the Australians know who you are and the ones that are in the States that are kind of following. But I kind of want to just start from the beginning. I know you're a good old country boy. You grew up, born Mount Isa, right?
Yes.
Which I know. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, because I love bobcatters. So I was like, yeah, great, tick. and then Tamworth, right?
Yes.
So tell us about life growing up. Obviously, this is country outdoors, so we love everything country music, hunting, fishing, all that good stuff. And I really want to learn about you growing up, and then when you got into music and your story.
Yeah. So I mean, born in Mount Isa, lived there for the first 3 years of my life, and time's a little hazy, obviously, but I mean, earliest memories are mum and dad in the car. We had a Nissan Patrol, jacked up, nowadays wouldn't be legal kind of car. And it was just everything from Alan Jackson, Randy Travis, Adam Brand, Troy Cassidy, the greatest mix of local and international talent that you could have as a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
So that's where I really found the a love and affection for country. And dad's family was from Tamworth, so 2012 his granddad got sick, my great grandfather, and they were like, let's just move to Tamworth. And that's really what was kind of the thing that drove music for me. And
for those of you who don't know who Tamworth is, it's Australia's version of Nashville, essentially.
A little downgraded,
yeah.
But we won't disparage them. They try.
Yeah, but that's really
it's the closest comparison.
For sure.
Yeah. So I've lived there, which is very fortunate as a guy who's now gotten into country music. But being from Tamworth, it's surprising. It's taboo to like country music.
Really?
There's so many of my mates that are just nah, can't do it. There's mates of mine who would go on holidays during the country music festival because they just didn't want to be around it.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think it might just be because Tamworth is so synonymous with it, and it's everyone comes for 10 days.
It's almost being pushed on people. Whereas
yeah.
I do think Australians, though, in general, have a pretty broad love of music.
Yes.
I think more so than other, my husband's from Georgia. He grew up, South Georgia in the States, and he grew up listening to country and a bit of rock and stuff like that. But I would say my just overall array of music is a bit bigger. I think we're exposed to a little bit more, although most Aussies don't know good country, old country music.
Exactly.
So you were exposed to that.
Oh yeah, I'm all the old American guys, I love them, and it's still to this day, there's songs that'll come up in my playlist and I'm just yes, this is what I want. Alan Jackson toured here back in, I think it was 2013, and I'm still filthy about this to this day because he's retiring.
Yeah.
I was 8 at the time, I think, if I can do math, 7 or 8, and he was playing in Tamworth at our entertainment centre that we have there. Mum didn't take me. Even as an 8-year-old, I was so filth on her. I'm just and even now I still hang it on her. I'm you had one chance. Alan Jackson's retiring from touring this year. Never gonna get to see him. I had one shot. Are you leaving me at home with a babysitter? This is criminal behavior.
So I appreciate that, because the first concert my husband ever took me to in the States was the Alan Jackson concert, and his album with Gone Before You Met Me, and all of that, the second last one was that was my tune at the time. He surprised me, took me down there to the Atlanta theater, I think it was, and we saw him, and I remember looking around and seeing so many old people, families, couples, just every range possible. And I was
generational families, grandparent, mum, kid.
Exactly. And I was that's when you know that you are just a top tier artist, when you can relate to every person. And I don't know if you saw the video of him at his final Atlanta performance. It was it was on TikTok the other day, but he was singing Drive for the last time, and he started crying. And
I did see that. And it's so sad now because he's got to have the thing to hold him up when he's standing. I'm just but to have a career that long is a testament to just him and the songs that he's written about and how much he's just been a workhorse in the industry.
So you would say that in terms of people that you kind of look to have a shape of your career, that he'd be somebody
Oh, for sure, like especially out of that generation. And Brooks and Dunn too were another band like that who had just generational staying power, and it's those guys that connect with everybody that I want to be like. Like, don't get me wrong, the Morgans of the world are great, and they have the massive, broader appeal, but
Zach, myself, and the Country Outdoors family are proud to have Hawk Optics as a sponsor. When it comes to clarity, precision, and overall quality of the product, we have found Hawk Optics to be top of the line and field tested their products year round and had great success. You can check out this example here on the screen of my recent Colorado elk hunt where I harvest this monster bull elk using the Frontier 30 SF hooked up onto my fix from Q. Country Outdoors podcast is proudly presented by Nomad Outdoor. Guys, we've worked with Nomad Outdoor since the beginning of Country Outdoors, and there's a reason for that. They have the absolute best hunting apparel in the hunting industry. We have worn their clothing spring, we've worn their clothing in the fall, we've worn their clothing in the summer, we've worn their clothing on the ice, we've worn it everywhere. We absolutely love it. Guys, they're a Southeastern brand. They represent us. They represent sportsmen and women. Whether it's in the field or by the campfire, Nomad Outdoor has something for every occasion. So you'll come on, go check them out.
I want that, but I also want to stay true to who I am and appeal to the people that are like me, who just love your plain run-of-the-mill country music that sounds country.
So in saying that, like, what does your songwriting process look like?
I'm very new to the songwriting world. So we did a writing trip in December. I went to Nashville for the first time and got in a room.
How was that I want to go through that whole process with you.
Man, it was December. Can I swear on this podcast?
Yeah.
It was cold as it was like Celsius. I don't know what this is in Fahrenheit, but it was like negative 12 Celsius and snowing one day. So I was just like, the Airbnb I was staying at, heater was on from the minute I walked in. I was there for 10 days. I didn't turn it off. Even when I'd go out, it was just on. So I'd walk into my room and I'd just be like, oh, it's home. I'm back in Australia in my little tiny, like, one bedroom. Actually, it wasn't even a one bedroom. It was a studio apartment. Yeah. My little studio apartment.
Where were you staying?
I was like right in the thick of it, downtown.
South, Music Row.
12 South.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like it's like an Airbnb Sonder sort of thing. And I was like there, Uber Eatsing all the food. I had Hattie B's hot chicken for the first time.
Oh, so good. Did you have the mac and cheese, pimento mac and cheese?
Yes, and there were so many people that were waiting in line. I realized you could order pickup on DoorDash.
Yeah.
I just ordered pickup. I rode an electric scooter in, paused the electric scooter on the side of the road, got off, ran in, got my food, ran back out, put it on like you know how like when we're kids, you get like the food on the handlebar in the plastic bag? I did that, and there was the line hadn't moved, and they were all looking at me. They were so salty. They're like, this guy's just rolled in on a scooter, in and out in 2 minutes, and has food. He's got it
locked down.
Sometimes you got to play the game.
100%. And so, was that the first time that you've tried food with ranch?
Oh no, I'm a huge ranch fan.
Okay.
I went to Nashville in June for CMA Fest. That's where I got a love for ranch. It's just everything ranch now. Even when I'm here, but they don't have like good ranch here. They just have a ranch like salad dressing, and it's like.
It's a weird thing that like that hasn't been exposed to Australia though, isn't it? It's like it's just ranch, but it's like it makes everything taste better.
Actually, I'll tell you what else I did get onto in December. I didn't go there because I made a promise to my partner that I wouldn't, but I found the alternative in a Walmart. The Raising Cane's chicken sauce.
We know all about Raising Cane.
And I made the rookie mistake. I didn't realize when you travel international, there's a milliliter limit on like liquids you can take through when you check baggage. So I had a big bottle of Raising Cane sauce to bring home, and I was like, yes. Get through the airport, get through security, had to be chucked out.
No.
And they were like, you can go put it through your checked baggage. I was like, that thing's long gone, probably already on the plane. And I had to ring my partner. It was like 7 a.m. here, so she was up for work. And I'm like, we don't have the sauce. And she's like, what, did it explode? I'm like, nah, airport security had to take it.
Maybe you can Amazon some.
I'm gonna have to look into it. Yeah. I might have to.
Okay, I love that. Okay, so you check into the Airbnb, you get your Hattie B's. I love how this is going. And then like, how is that all, what's the next step?
Yes, I got in a room with publishers. They're crazy. They get paid to write songs for a living, which to me is foreign. But I walk in and I have no experience in songwriting. So like, what do you want to write about? Do you have any ideas? And I'm just like, no, I love the philosophy, and it's worked for me so far, is just walking into a room, talking for 15 or 20 minutes, coming up with a couple ideas, and just seeing what sticks the most with us in the room has been a really nice approach. I mean, there's been a few, and there's one in particular in our set now, which I wrote 7 years ago now. My dad passed away, and that's fine.
I lost my dad as well 5 years ago. Yeah.
It's a weird thing, and I tried to go to therapy and counseling for that, and it never really worked. And being a songwriter now, I wrote a song for him. It was the first song we wrote on this Nashville trip, and I'd been listening a lot to Luke Combs' newest album, Father and Sons, that whole, family sort of project, and that had me really in a zone. It was the first song I wrote on the trip. It's called Man I'm Turning Out to Be. We played in our live show now, and that for me was it was a song I felt like I needed to write for the longest time. And I tried to write songs for my dad, and I just never felt that I'd said the right things that I needed to say and let out my emotions about how our relationship was and how he was. And the thing with this song is it came out, I'd never met these songwriters. Their names are Aaron and Lydia. I'd never met them. I met them 20 minutes before, and I just trauma dumped on them. And I was like, we didn't even try and write. They were like, tell me about your dad, and the whole story. And we had a bit of a up and down relationship towards the end of his life. And so I told them everything, and Aaron just looked at me afterwards and he's like, bro, we just need to figure out some chords. The song is done. And I'm like, what? I'm like, no, it's not. Like, we haven't even, he's like, he was sitting there on his MacBook taking notes the whole time I was just dumping. He's like, that is a feeling that so many people, even if it's not about their dad, if it's about someone they've lost in their life, is just going to understand. It's, especially if they pass away when we were young, it's like, my dad's never got to see me have my first beer, never got to see me get my license, never going to see my kids, never going to see me get married. There's so many things that he's just not going to be there for, and this song is a way of me expressing that and being able to cope with it, which has been really nice for me.
Are you like believe in anything higher?
A little bit. There's like, I'm not super religious, but I know there's got to be something, because I've been way too lucky in my life for there to not be something looking out for me.
Yeah. I think as you kind of develop more of your career and you spend more time in Nashville, I hope that there's an influence there on you feeling like there is more a higher purpose and a higher being looking out for you. It's something that I kind of discovered when I moved to Nashville, and I had lost my dad and stuff, and it gave me a lot of comfort.
Yeah.
Thinking that like he's not actually totally gone, and I think that he is watching over you, your dad, and he'd be so proud of you.
Yeah, it's always a fun one, and we have a moment in that song. I've made an extended play out, and I do this purely for me. I just talk to my dad for like 20 seconds while the band do a play out, and some people are like, this is weird, and I'm like, okay, it might be weird for you, but for me, this is just what I do, and I tell him that I love him and I miss him and that I wish he was here to see this and that I'd hope he'd be proud. And that for me is always kind of the moment you look out into the crowd and you can tell when someone's lost somebody, because you can see them. Like, there's a few of the guys that will have like the well, but they won't be crying, and you just see like, there's been some guys and a lot of chicks that are just hysteric, and I'm like, as much as I don't want that to be what my show is about, there kind of needs to be that.
None of us are going to escape loss.
Exactly, it's going to happen to you eventually. So it's dealing with that and being open and honest and being able to acknowledge and talk about those feelings.
How was it playing that for your mum for the first time?
Oh, she cried like I sent her a demo, and she doesn't have an iPhone, so she couldn't listen to it. So I had to send it to my brother, and I was just like, FaceTime me while you listen to this. My sleeping schedule was ruined. I was only in Nashville for like 7 days. So it was like 4 a.m. my time, and it's like midday here or whatever the time zone works out to be. And I watch her, she starts listening, and she'd heard all the other attempts that I'd had at writing songs for Dad. And this one, as soon as she heard like the first verse and the chorus, she was like, oh, this is different. And she lost it. And she hadn't heard the band version until we did the Luke Combs tour in January. She was in Sydney, front row of the pit. She was just like, I want to just enjoy your show as a fan. I look over to her, because I'd clocked earlier in the show where she was. She was in hysterics. My brother, who's normally pretty tough, was crying too. And I felt my throat starting to go and my eyes starting to go. And I was like, I can't look at you for the rest of this song. I'm not even halfway done. I've still got songs after this. But then after that, after I spoke about my dad, I went over and I just I said, I love you too. And I kind of jumped down, gave him a little hug. And that was a really nice moment for me and for them. And that's like my favorite part of it.
And I think for your mum, probably that was probably healing for her in a way too, because she now knows that you were able to get what you needed to get out there.
Yeah, it's nice for her, and she's been the biggest believer of me, and she for the longest time put herself on the back burner, and now that I'm an adult and my brother's getting older now too, she's starting to be herself again, which has been nice. Since once Dad passed away, she was working 2 jobs most of the time, and I'd be the one, you know, making sure my brother was fine to get to school, cooking dinner, doing dishes, clothes washing. So I've moved away now. She misses that aspect of it, and she misses having like her rock, but whenever I can, I'll try and get up and visit her. And she's here this weekend. I've told her just to kind of let loose this weekend. She's been out there. I don't think there's a day she hasn't been sober.
I love it.
She's got an Airbnb 40 minutes away, and yesterday I saw her and I'm like, I could tell she was like, she doesn't drink that often, so she has like 3 or 4 Bundies, and she's like, she is obliterated. I'm like, Mum, are you driving? She's like, no, I paid like $80 for an Uber, but it is so worth it. And I was like, you go, Mum, you do you. I'm like, you just have fun. And I saw her later in the night. She was just dancing, getting into, but she's not old, but she's like she's like early 50s. So she's just like little boogies like this, or just like gets like this. I'm like, sometimes I'm just like, I don't know who you are. You're my mum, but right now, you're some crazy lady dancing in the crowd.
That's all right. Mommy can let loose, and we'll let her have her time.
That's a time. It's a time for her to do it.
That's great. It must be really cool for you to be able to like now, look, you can provide opportunities to your family as well. And are you going to bring her over to Nashville at some stage?
I'd love to get her over for a trip. Like we've done the 2 that have been really quick in and out. And we're hopefully going to get to June again this year for CMA Fest.
What's your plan? Like, what is the plan now? You know, you've had kind of a bit of a whirlwind in your career over the last few years, and really blowing up. Opening for Luke Combs is awesome,
yes.
Like, and Cody and all of that. Sounds like you've got like a good crew of people. I know a lot of like his crew over in Nashville. They're really good guys.
Oh, they're lovely.
Good people to have as mentors and all of that for when you go over. So like, what does that look like? Are you looking to eventually base yourself in Nashville, or are you going to be an Australian artist that writes over there? Because there's, you know, 2 ways that you can pursue this.
Like
or do you not know yet? You don't have to know yet.
I've thought about it. I mean, I'm very early on here. I'm still even though I've been around for a few years and doing these things, I'm still very fresh in the Australian scene.
Right?
Yeah,
You're 19?
18. Still 18. So there's a lot of stuff that I want to do here. Like there's some venues. I mean, obviously playing the stadiums now is like those are ticked off the bucket list, but there's some really meaningful venues. Like I really want to, before I even think about moving, I want to do like a theatre tour. I want to headline the Enmore Theatre or like all the venues that I've seen like my heroes play. Like the first time I saw Luke Combs was at the Enmore. So I'm like, if I can headline those and tick those off, Nashville's definitely the dream. I mean, it is for any country artist to get into that city, get nitty gritty, dirty, cut your teeth, and hopefully become huge is the goal.
And you're going to be coming over for CMA?
Fingers crossed. We're talking about it at the moment. We came over last year, and obviously we have all those connections there now between Luke's team, Cody's team. We toured with Mitchell Tenpenny and Jordan Davis.
We're based over there too. So
you
now
guys
when
are
you
over there.
come over, we live in Nashville, so
we've got connections now. So it's a place that I love. I mean, not during our winter season over there. I'm gonna try and avoid it from now on. Too cold.
It's vice versa. So come over for summer.
Oh, June. It was freezing. I made the mistake on the way back in June. I dressed in Nashville appropriately, not Australia appropriately. So I get off the flight, it's like 5 degrees in Sydney.
Yeah.
I'm here, I was literally shorts and singlet.
So you're based now in, so you are based now, did you just buy a house? Somebody was saying that
I've moved out for the first time. I'm renting a house now with my partner. Yeah. So we're in Newcastle. We're 100 meters from the beach, which is like the most blissful thing. We have a little chihuahua cross mini foxy. Our little,
what's his name?
His name's Whiskey, but I have a nickname for him. My partner hates him. I call him our little rat dog because he just sits there and barks. He's like,
we've got a rat dog too. We got her off Gumtree. Her name's Molly.
Oh, we found Whiskey on Gumtree. He was just like he was like the cutest one out of the litter, and he has big dog syndrome for a real tiny dog. He jumps on our lounge. Like he sees someone walking past, and like you have to sit there and whisper in his ear so he doesn't bark. Good boy. And you just like give him pats on like the back of the neck. I'm like, good boy, don't bark. And then he'll be like, and I'm like, oh. I'm like, we need to I just turn him away from people when he sees them coming towards us.
I think Gumtree is the breeding ground for rat dogs. We got it off Gumtree. 2 lads popped up to the house with like a bum bag and the puppy dog, and she was the runt of the litter, and that's our little Molly dog, and she's great with all of us, but like you cannot take her on a walk.
Oh no,
she'll either start
really
shaking
difficult.
or nip at everybody.
Yeah, he's real difficult to walk. But on the beach, we took him down. We figured out he doesn't like water. I was just being a pest the other day. He was like running away from me. I just picked him up and put his feet in the water, and it looked like he was swimming. He's just like trying to get away from the water. It's the cutest little video ever.
And so, like for recreation stuff and like relaxing and all of that, what do you get up to when you're outside? Like, have you got a specific passion? You hunt, fish, surf, skateboard, anything like that? All right, guys, I have a confession to make. I have a terrible sense of direction, and it's no wonder I haven't got lost in the woods or eaten by a bear at this stage, but there's a reason for that, and it's because I have Onyx Hunt. Onyx Hunt is incredible. It's an incredible mapping feature, and it has helped me navigate my way out of some pretty sketchy areas using the compass feature. I've been able to get back to my truck. I've been able to drop pins and waypoints to be able to coordinate how to get to A to B, to be able to find that turkey that I saw on the road and knock and get permission. Guys, though, if you really want to know who's a fanatic at dropping pins, it's my husband, Zach. If you look in his phone, he has thousands of these pins. If it was the 1920s, he'd be able to trade them and get some money out of them. But don't take my opinion. Go and download Onyx today and check it out for yourself. Good luck this fall. When you think of the biggest hunting shows, the most legendary hunting shows in outdoor television, what channel do you think of? Outdoor Channel. Country Outdoors is very proud of our partnership with Outdoor Channel, which started during the pandemic in 2020 with our turkey tour, and which has now evolved into a popular adventure series 4 years later. We are available on all Outdoor Channel digital outlets, including My Outdoor TV. And guys, they're giving out a free subscription to My Outdoor TV, so go and check it out.
Oh, I can somewhat fish. I wouldn't say I'm great. I'm average at best. Actually, maybe I'm not even average. I enjoy fishing. There's something peaceful about it. And living in Tamworth, when I used to live in Tamworth, I used to go camping a lot with my mates.
Yeah.
Definitely not drinking, because I wouldn't do that. I'm a responsible human being.
And yeah, you know, we leave that to mum.
Yeah, we leave that to mum. Mum can.
Although I was talking to the Dusty Boots boys, and they said that they were having a good yarn with you last Friday or something like that, so I don't know about that.
Oh, I'm 18 now. No, trust me, yeah. I enjoy a beverage or two nowadays.
Because no Australians drink before 18.
We don't do that. We're responsible humans.
I think my mum gave me my first glass of wine when I was 14 at the dinner table.
Oh yeah. I think the first time I had a drink. Yeah. Oh yeah. I was real moderated. I'm going to talk about this. The team outside are probably not going to like this, but I'm so open. My mum had a very select. There was 2 friends' houses that I could go to where she like trusted their parents, and would just let me drink and be a kid. So I don't drink near as much as I did when I was like 16, 17. I got all my reckless party, get way too drunk. There's one story in particular. I had a party at my house. It was middle of winter, so we had a fire. I fell asleep. I had trackies on, and my legs were like in between the trackies, and I must have moved, and they were so hot, like my leg. I woke up and I screamed, I'm on fire, and all my mates are like dying of laughter, and I'm like running around like I feel like I've just gotten 3rd-degree burns on my leg, but it was just because I'd moved and I was so drunk, and I was like screaming my head off that I'd just been burnt alive and someone had chucked me in the fire.
I can't say that I
haven't
had the same experience. No,
yeah.
I have.
Oh, you have? Nice.
Except mine was, I used to always wear these dumb leather pants out.
Oh,
and in winter, I'd come home, and you know, like Australian families we don't have like AC and heating going all the time.
No.
It's like open a window if it's hot, or like put an oil heater on in one room and shut the door and like cover yourself.
Or get the little like the three rectangular gas heater that had been plugged in the corner of the lounge room.
And so
sit in front of that for like 15 minutes.
15 minutes, and then it's like, all right, it's heated up now.
It's off.
And so I'd get home from the pub, and I'd have these, you know, I'm like 18 or whatever, and I'd always go, it'd be cold. I'd have this big fox jacket on, fur jacket on, these leather pants, and turn the gas heater on and fall asleep in front of it. Well, I woke up one time to my brother going, Mary, you're about to burn your legs off.
Oh, no
and I
way.
guess I'd fallen asleep in front of the gas heater, and the leather was like starting to like smell.
Oh no. I thought this was going to go like the 3rd jacket was about to catch on fire kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know. And then after that, I don't think I did that again after that. Never.
No, you learn very quickly.
Yeah, I'm a fast learner.
Yeah. You do something dumb once, and you're like, probably shouldn't do that again.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for popping by and chatting. I know CMC Rocks, we're here at CMC Rocks. It's day 3. Lane, I wish the best for you in your career. Thank you for opening up and being a bit raw and some of that stuff. I think it's very relatable. I certainly can relate with the loss and all of that as well. And I think it's going to be really cool to see what happens with you in the future.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the time. It's really fun.
Oh, before we end the podcast.
Ooh, there's a thing.
Lane,
Yes.
this is a very famous American instrument that all the rednecks know how to use. Do you know what this is?
I have no clue, but I'm so interested to learn what this
Okay.
is.
I'm going to first let you try and play
Okay,
it,
Let me.
and then I can give you a lesson.
Is it like a? Is it like a clap? Is it like a clapstick kind of thing?
A clapstick.
Is this actually what it is? I don't know what
It's called
it is.
a turkey call for turkey hunting.
Turkey hunting.
So it mimics a hen. So when you go turkey hunting, you make the sound of a hen
Yeah.
to try and call in the longbeard.
Smart.
Yes, so you learn there's mouth calls, there's box calls, there's slate calls, all different types of calls for when you're hunting.
Yeah.
This is called a box call,
Yes.
and I'll give you a demo,
Give
and
me
then
the demo.
you can see. So this is a cluck,
Oh.
and this
wow.
is a yelp,
Oh, this is sick.
and I'm going to let you have a go.
Oh yeah. So this is like a.
That was actually really good.
It kind of reminds me of nails on a chalkboard.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, and you actually use chalk on it to keep it like the instrument sounding good.
Oh wow.
And so this is a custom made one
How do you
from
do like
wood.
the?
So then the cluck one,
The
this
cluck?
is just people do it different ways, but my husband taught me this. I stick my thumb there and it's just an easy way to do it.
Oh nice. That's sick. I've learned something new today.
There you go.
This is crazy.
So then when you go over to Nashville the next time, when you're around Luke
Yeah,
and all of them, because they're all big hunters.
I'm gonna know.
They're all big hunters. So
They're
if
gonna pull that out. I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
I know how to use that.
or you just bring one in and just surprise them and
Yeah,
just sit there one day and just start.
Can I get it from
yelping.
like Bass Pro?
Absolutely.
Nice. I'll go into Bass Pro before I even see them. I'll be like,
Yeah.
boys, I've brought something productive to this meeting.
Yeah, they will love it. They will absolutely love it. It'll be very unexpected. Well, thank you again, Lane.
Thank
Good
you.
luck at you're performing this afternoon.
Yes, we're on at 2:10. So
Oh
I
yeah,
look forward to it.
you're in the songwriters, yeah?
No,
you're on
we're
the stage. You're
we're on the
big
stage. We're on the big
Perfect.
stage.
We will make sure to check it out. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.